Right, it's your girl, it's Queen Jones, aka Killer Queen T, aka Blackout T, aka she did that damn thing, aka I don't know why I added another aka, but I did that damn thing, and now I don't even know what the hell I'm supposed to be reading because I don't even got a book in my damn lap. Hey, I'm a hot ass mess right now. That's what I'm giving off, hot ass mess vibes. But anyway, so this is a book that's in my grasp, in my wrist. We gonna do chapter 5. I'm judging you, and you're judging me. Everyone's judging. Wait a minute. Chapter 5. One day I was being interviewed for a feature story when the reporter made an offhand comment that he thought was a joke, saying, "Aren't you like 100 pounds?" He chuckled to himself, and I was stunned into silence. "Sir, you got some everlasting goddamn nerve. You don't know my life, and yet you have the unmigrated guile to try to guess my weight." It wasn't even relevant to what the hell he was interviewing me about, and I was too flabbergasted to give a proper response. Don't worry, I'm never too far flabbergasted. My son not even gonna be too flabbergasted to quick wit response. Come to me like a dime a dozen. It's damn a dozen.
I'm going to be 50.
What did my weight have to do with the price of beans in Uganda? He felt so comfortable commenting on my weight, essentially making fun of my petiteness. I was pissed. We suck so bad for shaming people's weight, whether heavy or thin. We talk about people's size constantly. Okay, this is true. We do. And no one is considered perfect as they are. Folks are always trying to lose, gain, tone, or change their bodies in some way. We go in extra hard on big people. If you are deemed to be too blessed, the viral that comes your way from all sides is outrageous. And it dwarfs any comments I ever received about being small.
I can't get in
I know. You're not gonna be in my camera. You can't be in my video. There you go.
Here we go.
I witnessed a lot of fat shaming, and I've probably been guilty of it too in the past. It's so commonplace and normalized that people do not consider how humiliating it can be to be ridiculed for existing in your natural body. This is why I'm judging us. For our collective contempt and shaming of people for their weight. You gonna whistle in my ear now? People have built entire comedy careers on making fun of well-built folks. Fat jokes are the discount rack version of comedy because everyone can get it, but we all know it's not quality goods. They are not practically clever and never original. Very true. It is lazy, playground, low-hanging fruit comedy, and folks trout it out when they're fresh out of other things to say. Basically, it means they should write better material and shut the hell up until they do. When kids are making fun of their larger classmates, we can chalk it up to the foolishness of youth. But not so when grown-ass people do it. But here we are, a bunch of proud fat shamers. At least some people know they're just being mean, dust canoes when they tell fat jokes. They have some balance of self-awareness. If there's any credit to give them, here is the only place. Others who are more insufferable will claim that they joke about people who are plus size to motivate them to have better lives. Really? I'm only making fun of them so they can lose the weight and find love. First of all, no one asks you to be Captain Save or self-esteem. What makes you think the person who happens to have more fluff needs your advice by criticism? If you want to do community service, find a soup kitchen instead of bullying burly people. No one believes you're that pressed about how healthy or unhealthy people are either. You just want to get these jokes off to get cheap laughs. If someone is morbidly obese, I'm pretty sure that you insulting them is not going to be the catalytic for them losing weight. You're just adding to the world's negativity by being an inconsiderate asshat. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. Not for people to further shame the plump about their bodies. They get more than enough messages telling them that they're unbeautiful or worthy of love, or even worthy of being seen as humans deserving of dignity. Fat phobia, I'm just making words up, y'all, is ingrained in every single thing we do or say around beauty and attractiveness. From our fashion industry to the media to children's toys. We are telling people every day that their allure as humans is based almost exclusively on the number on the scale. And it is damaging to our psychics. Magazines in the fashion industry have been on the fat shaming front line for decades. All the models walking down the runway look like a strong gust of wind might render them past tense. Why? They're wearing clothes that are supposed to be for women who buy clothes, not walking mannequins. So that just makes no sense to me. Being someone who is of a slender body type, these images do not make me want to purchase those clothes. But even as people publicly decry the obvious prejudice and fashion at every turn, it stands strong. It is as if fashion tastemakers are afraid that if women with bodies that aren't extremely thin show off their bodies, they might actually have to start making clothes that fit different body types.
Mommy?
Mon Dieu.
Can we watch that again?
No. Can you imagine? What would people want next? Clothes in regular stores that go beyond a size 8? That would be too much to fathom. Let's totally ignore that the average woman is a size 14. But what is that anyway? We wouldn't even know, because with the existence of vanity sizing, there's no standard size for clothes. Stores and designers are missizing clothes, usually labeling them smaller than they really are. And everyone is spending money to be lied to. As a slim woman, I get to take for granted the choices I have when shopping for clothes. For women who are plus size, they either have to go to the few stores that cater only to them, or they get the slim pickers and the tiny selection hidden in the back of the mainstream stores. Would it kill labels and retailers to make clothes for women of all shapes and sizes? The afterthought of curvy collections at most retailers is assaulting. The lines lack inspiration and fit. Styles does not have to go on vacation just because designers need to use more material and a modium of tailoring skills. Sheesh. They do these tiny capsule collections, and people have to celebrate these crumbs. The fact that it is worth celebration is even be thought of shows how overlooked they're being. And does the thought still count when it seems to come with minimum effort and execution? The lookbooks drop and people excitedly click just to find out that they're being offered glorified tents that cover them from neck to ankle. They're like, have a vaguely dressed shaped sack for you. Are you happy now? Get off our backs. Celebrities who aren't skinny get treated like nuisances too. Why are you choosing now to hum? You ain't been humming none all day. Dressed in glittery pillowcases for red carpet appearances. Even the high-end luxury designers cannot seem to create styles that flatter larger women. It is not that these bodies are unable to rock clothes fiercely. They just aren't a consideration. It's unfair, it's harmful, and it needs to be fixed. Can my big-boned sisterins live fabulously? Why is it so hard, fashion? Is it because their beauty comes from an asterisk and it is seen as an inconvenience? I witnessed firsthand some of our distorted perceptions of weight on red carpets I've been on. I met many celebrities who are considered big, or to use the code word, curvy. And I am here to say it's all hogwash, and we are all being lied to. Some of our favorite bootylicious icons are average size at best, when you see them standing amongst people who don't make a living being judged for every extra ounce on their bodies. I saw a woman whose body and shape is considered iconic, and had to do a double take. I was expecting a Jessica Rabbit clone who was voluptuous and had ample everything. Her body was great, of course, but it was no bigger than a size 4 or 6. That's right. Your favorite Carvey actress is probably a size 4 in real life, folks. Do not be fooled. Stop.
I cannot kiss him.
Elijah, because I'm trying to concentrate. It has to suck to be in an industry that is basically a funhouse Maryland of what everyday people look like. Of course, you seem fat at 140 pounds when everyone else weighs 105. It's an evil magic trick. Male celebrities aren't as they appear either. The ones you think are tall are 5 feet 6 inches on a good day and with their shoe lifted in. They've been standing around other short people so that you think because they have those guys be about 2 inches, they're living tall. Nope. The Hollywood house is nothing but 4 walls of distortion. Unfortunately, that foolery compound is dictating to people what they should think about themselves, and that is problematic. Okay, I'm supposed to lay it down for us, y'all. Okay. Oh my goodness, even the skinny people are getting. The TV and movie industries are completely complicit in the instance, the discharge of my not skinny boobs. They have upheld the fat isn't cute crap for way too long, practically against women. I notice that these standards do not apply as stringently to men, and that is an extra layer of bullshit in the GTFOH lasagna. Women's desirability is based on how small the number on the scale is. But men don't get the message that to be desirable or worthy of love, they have to be in amazing shape, have awesome hair, and smell like roses even after a workout. And they don't even necessarily need to work out either. On screen, men can be burly and hairy and have no sense of style, but they will always snag the trophy girl. Oh boy. It's a tale that's all its time, and a formula that's played as Yo-Yo Mama's Celio. We see this play out when chunky male characters who think they're fable are paired with hot wives who are dating way down looks-wise. This is why Homer Simpson could pull Marge. It ain't like Homer had swag either. He was a dimwit. Still, he snagged Marjorie. Look across television for the last 6 decades, and this type of physical pairing is evident in many portrayals of couples where the guy is big but his wife is skinny. See? The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the Honeymooners, the Flintstones, the Simpsons, Married with Children, the King of Twin Kings, any sitcom, which is very fucking true. Can we get a ugly chick and a fat ass nigga? Probably won't happen.
Yeah.
We don't see the universe too often. It goes too much against the grain to see a plus-size woman with a skinny or muscular dude. It ain't right. In movies, you see the same dynamic. Romantic comedies starring men who are not classically attractive, but the women they go after and win are usually stunning, sort of Luvvie chicks. They check every box on the "you must have this characteristic to be pretty" list, but they're with dudes who is average at best, but happens to be smitten with them. The juxtaposition of a woman who is a total package still ending up with a partner who didn't even try. It looks like he might not have showered that day. It's proof that we need to tell men they're cute less often. It's often proof of the unfair standards of beauty that women have to adhere to. Meanwhile, dudes just gotta show up. Let's imagine for a moment a world where a plus-size woman carries a romantic comedy. Just think about that for a second. Okay, moment's over. You probably just thought about that longer than most Hollywood executives ever have. It is unthinkable that anyone would lust after a woman with extra meat on her bones. Let us completely ignore the fact that most of the adult population isn't under 120 pounds. If our entertainment is supposed to reflect our reality in some way, then Hollywood has created a bubble of distortion, so airtight that it spawned a new reality of its own. This Hollywood reality says stuff like, why would a love story be based around your plumpness? Why would men fall all over themselves? That's only for people who have thigh gaps. You would be the funny and goofy sidekick instead, because your beauty is better on the periphery. We wouldn't want to offend audiences by suggesting that plus-size women get courted and lusted over. We might have gotten Bridget Jones' Diary, but the premise of that movie was that the main character was big and messy, but she was lusted after in spite of her messy bigness. And she wasn't even that big. I mean, come on, she wasn't. See what I mean? Bizarre world. I love to see Melissa McCarthy cast in a role where a man professes his love for her and writes poems in her honor. Can we have that? Instead, she is always considered the underdog of love, or the person who presumably doesn't even need love because since she's big, her snacks will keep her company at night. It's offensive. So you don't even want to. Okay, that's right. Show the people that you can't even sit here and listen to the story for the little time that I'm telling the story. Just show the people why they don't need to be watching this video. Just go ahead.
Okay.
Because even you aren't entertained. You're right.
Okay, this time I'm going to say.
No wonder eating disorders are out of control. People are seeing their weight represented as a liability and a hurdle to get past in order to be loved. Girls are growing up aware that their bodies are under constant scrutiny and feeling worthless because theirs don't come in Barbie shapes. No one's does. Because they would have no room in their torsos for international organs, and their necks will not be able to support their heads. That nefarious programming starts early for us, though. So now you're gonna just breathe heavy on my arm?
On your arm.
How am I feeling your breath on my arm? You don't gotta sit here, Elijah. You can just go to the room. Because obviously you're either gonna be sitting outside, just looking like you don't want to listen to the story. And I want the people to be listening to my story. I want them to be entertained by my story. So you can go to the room.
Okay, I don't want to do it.
Seeing yourself in the things around you sometimes helps you understand. Even legitimize your existence. We are laughing and slandering something that is a large, no pun intended, segment of the population is. And we got to do better. And while we ridicule people for being fat, we often turn around and say, real women have curves. Those curves, of course, are only valid as long as they don't go beyond some arbitrary point. That statement grinds my gears for many reasons. What are those of us who aren't curvy? Are the rest of us Pinocchio? I get the intent. To empower people who are bigger and frequently degraded. But it degrades others in order to do it. Will women breathe? How about that? Don't tell me that because I'm shaped like a 12-year-old pre-adolescent boy, I'm not a real woman. Screw that. It seems that we are never good enough. Everyone needs to be skinny, but not too skinny. You need to be thick, but not fat. We're pretty much the pits, and I can't help but judge us. Because nothing weight-related comes with anything but scorn. Being skinny comes with its own problems. You might have just rolled your eyes at that. Well, shush. You will sit here and read about my struggles because they are real. Of course, the grass is always greener on the other side. But this is my book, and I'll whine if I want to. So me, I've always been skinny. I never weighed more than 120 pounds. And even that was probably a bit of water retention. I totally still celebrated not needing a belt that one time. Go me. I've been the same size since high school. And if I still rock Tommy Hilfiger, like I own shares in the company, I could still fit in all my old clothes. My metabolism is faster than Usain Bolt with the wind at his back. And no matter what I eat, I do not gain weight. Did you just rip this book up? Snap! I mean it. These are struggles, for real. When I hit puberty and everyone around me was sprouting boobs and ass, I barely needed a trading bra. I remember one of my aunts walking up to me and pinching my nipples as a joke. Folks never shied away from telling me how skinny I was. As if it was a brand new information they just had to let me in on. I know I'm thin. I'm over here making up words, God, again. I know I'm thin. You gotta declare it like some PSA. I grew up really self-conscious about my body and got a complex where I previously did not have one. What struck with me in particular was how people focus on my skinny legs. I am basically olive ole. My arch nemesis are Timberland boots because they're heavy, and my shankies and my skankles, skinny ankles, be on a struggle mode when I rock them. I still do though because I'm shallow and I like the look. But god damn it, I swore them one day. Well, in New York, I wore them one day in New York, and you know they walk everywhere there. These shoes are really not meant for those of us who are ankle deficient, because by the end of walking those raggedy streets in some boy size 5 weak Tims and carrying that construction boot weight with my ankles, I need an icy hot patch. My lesson learned: wear thicker socks so your feet won't slide around in your cute boots. Also, ask a New Yorker for exact distance because they play too much. You ask how far y'all are walking, and they say around the corner. Lies. I should have called a lift. I hated wearing shorts because of my aforementioned sticks up for legs. In summer, I be in jeans the entire time. Rain, sleet, 100 degrees, it didn't matter. At the beach, I wore long linen pants. And then when it was time to swim, I'll throw them off in a hurry and run to the water. Also, people want to see my legs and have the chance to point them out. In dresses, never. Well, besides prom, and that was a gown, so it covered my legs. It was a real insecurity. I carried this with me through my 20s, from which very few pictures of me in shorts exist. I don't know when I had my I no longer give a damn moment about my legs and my body. But one day, I put on a dress and looked amazing in it, and decided that if people didn't like my toothpick legs, they just have to deal. Anywho, for years, I did not like my body and was not comfortable in it because people constantly pointed out the fact that I was thin. What comes with being skinny is everyone treating you like you wrote into their Dear Abby column. They're always ready to give you advice on what you need to do, even though you didn't ask them a damn thing. Dang, Luvvie, you so skinny. Do you eat? Maybe you just need a sandwich. No, I don't eat. I survive on a steady diet of air and water. Don't worry about me. Worry about you. You don't see me walking up to you and saying, I see you been eating a lot. Rude. It's mind-boggling how few people feel to do this to friends, family, and strangers alike. Today I recognize that my body type is out of last. In the battle of who gets it the worst, I know to shut my mouth and listen and apologize for the dumb shit my fellow skinnies say. Some people are naturally meant to be fleshier, and some are like me and can't cuddle without stabbing their partner in the chest with their bony chins. It's out of most people's control. I have friends who weigh twice as much as me, but eat half as much as I do and work out twice as hard. I'm pretty sure their hearts are in better shape than mine. They can probably run more than 3 blocks without wheezing, which is more than I can say for myself and my cardio abilities. We're all walking around being told we're not enough, whether big or small, short or tall. It is exhausting, and we have got to be gentler with each other on this weight thing. It is ruining lives. People are dwelling in hopelessness because their bodies are not whatever they're supposed to be. I really do wish we could love ourselves more. It is something I'm working on every single day. You're probably like, hey, Luvvie, don't make fun of people all the time. Yeah, hey, Luvvie, don't you make fun of people all the time? Yes, I do. As a professional make fun of people, aka humorist, I excel at dirty dozens at others' expense. But I try my darnest to keep it to changeable things, like hair. Come on, Jermaine Jackson. What is it that on your scalp? Makeup. Especially drawing on eyebrows. Why do they look like...
I'll do this.
Y'all know. Not paying attention. Why do they look like windshield wipers? Clothes. I see camel toe and muscle knuckles. Do you have on underdrawers under those leggings? I'm asking for everyone. And fake teeth. You couldn't order the sad small ventures? You have to go with the extra large? Oh, okay then. But we are more than the sum of our parts, and we are more than numbers on our scales. Be like me and judge people by the decisions they make with their eyebrows. That's way more important. It most definitely is. I remember when I was in church, And there was this lady, she had some real nice eyebrows. And then one day, I remember she came in and we was singing in the choir and we was clapping. And I looked up and her eyebrows was no longer right here. She had put them bad boys up here. She had shaved off her eyebrows and drew on eyebrows up here. She was... And I was staring at her. And I was standing there clapping, and my mama reached over and popped me in the mouth and said, "Stop fucking standing!" And was like, "Stop staring at people and clap. You're supposed to be in here singing." And I went back to singing and clapping. Even though I was crying, because, you know, she did hit me in the face hard. But that's not here nor there. I learned, that's when I learned, you know, not to judge people for the choices and decisions they make in their life. Now, did I ever do that shit as I got older? I did, you know, not around my mama because I didn't want to get popped in my face again. But I most definitely did, you know. And I had to, you know, learn again as I got older. Because once I got older, shit, I pretty much threw those out the window. We don't talk about everybody. And then I was like, you know what? I went and got my lessons from my mom again. I didn't get popped in the mouth again because I didn't tell her, you know, I was out there being bad and nothing. I was just like, gotta get those life lessons from you again. She's like, here they go. And then I kept on that time, you know. But other than that, leave a like, leave a dislike, leave a something for the system. For the system. It's for the system. It's for the algorithm. Leave it.
So leave the like. So go give a like and go behind the like and put in the chokehold.
He just wants to tell you. He wants to tell you what you need to do to the like button. So you need to invite the like button over for lunch, and when the like button come over for lunch, you're gonna put acid into their drink and poison them. Okay?
That's what I was trying to say.
All right. And now we out.
Peace.